There's no way for me to explain what happened next because a great torn gap appeared in the fabric of my conscious understanding. On the before side of that hole, I was stirring my drink with one finger, singing along with Kate and her friends. On the after side, I woke up buckled in the front seat of Brady's Range Rover with my head against the window, wearing the eye patch Joe gave me at Moorfields. The world outside the speeding car was a jet wash of burning color and turbulent motion, the grass too green on the ground and the blue sky too bright to behold. The perfume smell of a gas station flower bouquet on the dashboard filled my lungs and I coughed, came close to retching. "Are you going to be sick again?" Brady asked. He looked over his shoulder and signaled, ready to change lanes. I tried to sit up. My limbs were buried in sand, stiff and weighted with pain. I wore sparkly shoes, sweatpants dotted with emoji faces, and a hooded sweatshirt with the letters QUNT over the front in a collegiate font. I folded the passenger side visor down and looked in the mirror. My real eye resembled a blinking cigarette burn bordered in shades of trauma and blue. Under the eye patch, my prosthetic was missing, and the socket was a red crater raging with infection. I spoke and pulled a rusty chain of unpleasant sounds from my sore throat. "Where's my eye?" I asked. "Oh, I have that," Brady said. "Vincent gave it to me in a fucking jam jar. Are you sure you're not going to be sick?" I coughed, shook my head, and looked at the broken stumps of my nails. Brady signaled again and moved back to the passing lane to overtake a truck. "Fuck me," he said. "You don't remember last night, do you?" I stared at the vanishing point of the oncoming road and searched my mental records for a sequence of events to connect my last known memory of the electric ballroom with my present reality, riding shotgun in my husband's Range Rover. "We did Graham Norton," I said. "Stormzy invited us out and I had drinks with Kate and Ash. That's all." Brady bit his lip, twisted his tight fist like he was wringing water from the Rover's steering wheel. "Oh no," he said, "there's so much more. You vomited in the club. You started a fight with Liam Gallagher. Vincent got involved somehow and the bouncers put you both on the street." A layer of frost surrounded my heart and shut it down. "Don't take my word for it," Brady said. "Check TMZ, you're trending. It's all part of the bloody public record now." My stomach filled with acidic anxiety and broken glass. "Where's my phone?" I asked. "Vincent must have had it at some point," Brady said. "When we were carrying you to my car, I realized you couldn't possibly have sent the thoughtful texts I received this morning, apologizing for being such a bitch, begging me to come fetch you from Peckham so we could start fresh in the country. So it was Vincent or his agent, the blonde bird who cleaned you up and got you dressed? Maybe she knows where your phone is." The freezing chill of disbelief inside me fell another 10 degrees. "Oh yeah," Brady said, "thank God for that woman. She actually bathed you after you shit yourself. You didn't know that? Yeah, you shit yourself in the Uber, and so far that's the only thing that's not been publicized. What's her name, Pinky? She paid your Uber driver £2,000 for damages and twice that amount again to keep him from selling his story to the tabloids. Oh, pardon me, I've just got to add that to the growing list of expenses from your night on the town." Brady raised his voice an octave and left himself a snotty voice memo reminder to contact his solicitor and arrange £6,000 reimbursement for Pinky. "So you've got nothing to say about this?" he asked. "Nothing at all?" Brady locked his eyes on the road ahead. "Fuck, Margaret," he said. "Just fuck, you know?" From the moment I met Brady, I was careful to cloak my insecurities as an older woman with an aloof sophistication. I wanted him to appreciate the difference in our ages as a sort of artistic vintage, something sexier than wisdom. Marlene Dietrich smoking in a top hat and tuxedo tails. Berlin between the wars. Now I'd shown him the scared old bitch behind the curtain. A desperate, bombed-out Berlin in 1945 with breadlines and rats and brigades of weary Trümmerfrauen passing broken bricks from hand to hand. The worst part of Brady's confrontation was hearing him understudy my role, the one I wrote and rehearsed on countless mornings like this with Vincent. I'd recall his offenses in infuriating detail, and he'd look at me blankly like I was describing the actions of an imaginary friend. My rage only doubled when he issued a counterfeit apology for wrongdoings he couldn't possibly regret because he couldn't fucking remember doing them. Shock set in and my tinnitus flared, a summer season of cicadas clicking and buzzing in each ear. I reclined my seat, turned my back to Brady, and pretended to sleep as I dragged the murky depths of my memory over and over and came up with nothing.